mind you can't control. Running wild, can't calm down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. For a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. For a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeding your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind, and I won't let you go. I need you by my side.
Something that I believe we're privy to. Something that I believe we're privy to. Something that I believe we're privy to.
Wow. 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 Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
even a fly, and he's like, oh!
And okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
even a fly, and he's like, oh!
Snacks, because you know he's 15 and snacks.
And,
Snacks, because you know he's 15 and snacks. Snacks, because you know he's 15 and snacks.
Snacks, because, snacks. Hello, children. How's everyone doing? Erica, welcome. Oh my God, welcome. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everyone? So rude to interrupt me with your applause. Just kidding. How's everyone doing? Please, snacks. This is making me laugh so hard. I'm dancing out of the bed, gonna wake up my little dude. Shh. Snacks. Cool cats and kittens. What's everyone doing? I have nothing planned, so don't expect much. But how's everyone doing? Hope you are well. I was going to do another true crime thing, but I'm just not feeling it right now. Yeah. So it's been a day. It has been a day, and Tony did not go live tonight. Didn't go live. So there's that. And how many mutes will we get? The night is young. The night is young. Speaking of the night is young, I need to take out these eyelashes. It's like, okay. I gotta take these. Oh, this one's glued on good. All right. That one was glued on good. Oh, thank you, Rhonda. Thank you. I'm getting ready to go tear it all down in a little bit so I can build it up again tomorrow. Oh God. I used to never wear lashes. I hated them. I mean, I still kind of hate them, but I'm used to them now. But I wear like the most natural lash possible. He was live on TikTok tonight? He was live on TikTok tonight? But he was just ending. Shit. Hold on. Let me see something here. I did not know that. I'm sure someone's got some clips of it. Probably. Does anyone know what he said? They said the guy was talking in third person. Boy, that's interesting. It's getting bad out there, y'all. Getting real bad. I think that is I see you in here. No, she's not. Okay. Tony said they, meaning he and Seth, have lots of evidence of the text that law enforcement doesn't know they have. If so, why would they be withholding that evidence from law enforcement? Exactly, One Shot. You would think you would give that to them. He said his goal was to make law enforcement reach out to Seth, and law enforcement did that. So that's what he wanted. Okay. Hold on. I didn't share. I just got 2 texts. I didn't see who. Yeah, Heidi. I heard. You'll have to send it to me, sure. Craziness. Listen, you've got the fucking secret. Forgive me, Lord, and I'm sorry, Secret Service. You've got the Secret Service. You've got FBI. You've got TBI, and you've got law enforcement that has world-renowned intelligent people right? They have the best tools in the world, and I'm sorry, but you're not going to get it's not a YouTuber or a TikToker or someone like that guy that was talking to the police that's going to solve this unless you're out there searching for him, like boots on the ground, like Terry. She could find Sebastian. So I don't really think they're, I mean, if you have information, please give it to him. Like, please give it to him. They probably already have it. Tony is trying to seem like he knows it all, and we have to wait until law enforcement catches up. Nick called it garbage. At this point, it's a dumpster fire. It's not, it's past garbage. It's a damn dumpster fire. Yeah, she was searching with Charlie today. Okay, let me look at Nick Barris. I didn't know Nick has it on there. Here we go. I was waiting for Nick to. Sorry. All right. Oops, wrong one. Okay. More rumors run rampant. I appreciate the fact that so many of you continue to show interest in Sebastian Rogers' case, and you message me with questions. The 15-year-old autistic boy has been missing. You know, I hate how they put 15-year-old autistic boy. Why do people label, the 15-year-old autistic boy, why do we have to say autistic boy? Why does it matter? I mean, people's going to say, well, it does matter because he's special needs, right? But can you put like at the very end or something, he puts like you put Sebastian also has autism? It's just like, yeah, it's just like, why do they do that? Had criminal court yesterday, Oh wow, Cher. I figured that was coming. Okay, sorry. Has been missing for more than 2 months from Hendersonville, Tennessee home. Vanished and not a trace found despite massive search efforts. Authorities say there is no evidence of foul play, though they have not ruled it out. In the absence of any new developments, armchair detectives on social media and podcasts create their own fiction. And I appreciate so many of you contacting me to ask if any of this is true. You can trust I'll give it to you straight. So, what's the couple of the latest doozies? Investigators have obtained new video showing Sebastian alive February 26 when he disappeared. All caps, nope, period, full stop. There is evidence showing Sebastian was in contact with the grandmother of his mother's side before he disappeared. All caps, nope, period, full stop. How do I know? I've been in direct contact with the lead investigator with the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. And trust me, Nick will ask the tough questions, I guarantee you, and he'll push back. I've been in direct contact with the lead investigator with the Sumner County's Sheriff's Office, who says the latest stuff is all, quote, garbage, end quote. I say a dumpster fire. Would they like to have new leads? You bet. And they'll respond to all tips. But they deal with facts, and so do I. Do authorities tell us everything that they have in the case file? No. But they won't lie and say something is false if it isn't. Very true. They will simply say no comment. Hopefully, there will be a credible break in the case soon. Until then, please be very skeptical of, quote, stunning new developments, end quote, unless they come from a credible official source. 1-800-TBI find, share. I'm going to heart that, and I'm going to share that. Compost heap, yeah. For real, Tar. Like, this is egg on their face, like, in my opinion. Like, this is embarrassing. It's embarrassing that someone will get up and say that they have just, they talked to detective, took him back in a private room, told him all of this stuff, and what? Nothing. Nothing is further from. They probably took his ass back there and they're like, listen, we've told you what we've told you. Go to TBI website, read it like I read it to y'all earlier, and that's it. You're going to ask them a question. They're going to say, this is an active case. We can't discuss. Oh, 77 MCL. Listen, I was live earlier. There was a lot of people in chat. And I said, Stephen, if you are lying, if you are exaggerating, it's best to come out and just say, listen, I lied. I, inflated what I was told, because I knew this was like, I pretty much knew like this was bullshit. I knew they weren't going to tell him anything they weren't going to tell us. And 30 minutes later, he did the apology video. Coincidence? Maybe. I don't know. But I appreciate, like, it's screwed up that he gave Seth false hope. It's screwed up that he gave people from his followers and other people false hope. It's screwed up that he lied on Sebastian's name. It's screwed up that he lied to Seth. Before all of that happened, we watched a video that he had did today. Prior to him doing the apology video, he was really downplaying it. He's like, I'm not a sleuther, guys. I'm just an old person here in Hendersonville, Tennessee. And, that was it. And I thought, oh, something's wrong. Something's wrong here. And that's when I said, he's walking it back. He's walking it back. And that's when I said, listen, dude, if you're lying, at least own it. Which I got to give him credit that there are people out there that will lie like a rug and will double down, triple down, and or just never say anything else. So I do appreciate the fact that he told the truth, that he was lying. Right? It's sad. It's really sad. It's a sad day whenever you have to tell a person that you are appreciative that they told the truth, that they were lying about a missing 15-year-old. Hi, Emma. How are you, darling? If Crabfoot ain't into crime, then why did he stick his whole ass in this case? It's fishy. Do I ever sleep? No. Absolutely not. Yeah, tell the truth that you're lying. It's like, damn. But when I saw that, it was bad. I put a very strange common thread between summer. It's very eerie. It is very eerie. Love you too, Holly. Good to see you. And Tony was all in. Oh, yes, Peas. Yes. Oh yeah, he's part on the team. I'm just saying he's part on the team now, and he does things that I can't. Yeah. We're not now. Listen, we're not going to tell the source. We're not going to tell the source, but. And then he gets back on there and he's like, "You just told everybody the source." Like, the wheel's spinning, but the hamster's dead. Oh, wackadoodle once a week now. It's like whack-a-mole at this point. It's like how many. It's like a full-time job. This is the thing. And I said this earlier, and I'm going to say it again. It's not, a lot of people have problems with people having an opinion on what they think that Katie, Chris, even Seth may be involved. I don't think Seth is involved whatsoever, but that's my opinion. He was at work 9 hours, but still doesn't mean he couldn't be involved. It just means he wouldn't have been there to do anything. But I digress. I have no problem with people having an opinion, right? Thank you, Pat. You can have an opinion on anything. You're absolutely entitled. People feel how they feel. That's just it. If you feel Chris and Katie are involved, you feel how you feel based upon what you know, and that makes you feel a certain way based upon what you know. Others see things differently, right? They know what they see and they say, well, may not be nothing. Well, it may be something. But either way, I don't think you should be, ostracized for having an opinion, right? But where I do take deep offense is when people are stating things that are a fact, that are not a fact, right? And they're stating things as a fact. That's why it's so important to say, in my opinion, allegedly, something to that, right? So I don't ever judge anybody for having an opinion. You know, you can feel you know, if you have some sort of evidence or you feel that's something suspicious or whatever, you can feel, you know, Mr. Timbuktu down the road is fishy. That's, you feel how you feel, and that's fine. Well, thank you, Fusions. So this was to be, what did Erica say? What did I miss? Listen, I'll be honest with you. After tonight, I was more for Tony before, but after last night, I mean, I just don't know how anyone can take that seriously. I just don't understand. I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. How does someone take this person seriously whenever this man that just told you that he lied like a rug? He said it in not so like that.
Hey guys, I just want to come on here before any lives or anything like that, and I'm sure a couple people might say something about this, but I am a man.
I think some people, to be quite honest with you, I think some people who doesn't know, and listen, every single one of us who is a creator, who goes on panels a lot or whatever, even if you don't, your first little while on YouTube, you have growing pains, right? Thank you, Blue Eyes. You have growing pains. And you don't really know who's who. You don't really know the etiquette of what is what, right? So there's that. And then I think there'll be a case, and then there's always locals for, especially for a case that's there over a month or so. $41.19. Hold on, okay, let me check some. 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay. I need to give credit to Titanium Built. Mods, can you write Titanium Built? Here's the link. Thank you, Cassie.
Young lady that passed away.
Hold on. Hold on, I gotta put up my filters, guys. I haven't heard of this channel. 1 second. Okay.
Hey, is that what that is?
No, mine just says just think. That's a picture of her.
So I've been on this app for 5 years.
Oh,
And
no. Yeah, I was, somebody else came up briefly.
yeah, no, I didn't know her. I didn't know Harry. And the,
Yeah, I'm about to go over. Sorry, and peace
but
out.
what
I'm
I've
leaving.
heard is
I'm
she was
leaving
a
here.
remarkable human being, and
This is live right now.
I'm sad that I didn't get to know her. So
I feel the same way. I feel the
yeah.
same way. Of course, I'm new to this. So
Oh, I've never
anybody
seen
that's
her
new
titanium built. She's pretty.
passes away. I
Very
hate it that I
pretty.
didn't get a chance to meet him.
Yeah, and that's the way that I am. But no, I've been on, like I said, I've been on this app for 5 years now, and
I believe in
I've
his.
kind of dabbed in different
Is this where it is?
avenues of TikTok, and I don't know. I kind of found
Uh,
a calling, I guess you could say.
Cassie, is this where I'm supposed to be?
So I don't know.
Where do you where are you from, darling?
Originally from Fort Myers, Florida, but I currently reside in Texas.
Okay, so I want to say it was in about 2004 or 5 when they had
Yeah.
when they had all those hurricanes hit that
Yeah,
one year.
Cassie
I
said
think it
this
was
to me.
like Charlie, Ivan, Francis. I went down and did some work in Punta Gorda,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is just south of there, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and I stayed in Fort Myers because Punta Gorda was destroyed. So,
Yeah.
Are you sure this is the right spot, Cassie? Okay, fast forward a little.
Caleb's dad, but every interview I've seen, his dad's talking more than Tony is. Now he's with Seth Sebastian's dad, and he is running amok. Tony wanted basically he wanted Chris and Katie to play with him in the sandbox, and they didn't want to, so now he's just letting loose.
where in Texas do you live now?
Southeast. So
He may talk about
just
Caleb
outside
too.
of Houston.
What is he doing? Is he like interviewing another person to work for him? Like, what the fuck? I mean, sorry. There are so many Ninas. You get a Nina, you get a Nina, and you get a Nina.
Oh, okay.
I'll take Trev's Nina.
Yeah, my company's headquarters is in Houston.
Yeah, I'm just outside of Houston.
He makes it sound like it's his company. My company's. No, the company you work for, sir.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
I
invite you.
think
It
that's
showed
all
up. It looked like you had requested, so I apologize for bothering you while you're working.
He don't got his hat on tonight. Don't got his hat on tonight. Gloves are off. Gloves are off.
Thank you, Brielle. Brielle, thank you very
I
much.
think he's
Little
trying to
more.
get off with her.
But yeah.
He's fall on his house and it crushed half of his house. He's got a wife and 2 kids, and he lives over.
Oh, there's Penny.
Right. Hi, Karen.
Hey Tony, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
And ladies, how are you
So-
doing?
Good.
I always feel like men with bald heads, when they're wearing like a long sleeve thing, right? And they got a bald head, they look like a broken condom. Sorry.
I'm not
So
going
I-
to stay up here long, Tony. I'm sorry for interrupting. Go ahead.
You're all right. Go ahead.
I just want to, of course, I am a mother of an autistic child, and so like this case is very, very dear to me, and I can't imagine like what Seth's going through as a mother. Like I would be out of my mind, just totally losing it. And I know that some of the mannerisms and things that go on with children who are autistic and a teenager, it's a huge spectrum, and all children are different. But I know as far as with my son, I was thinking of the different scenarios. You know, my son would never just leave the house at night. He never would go barefooted at night. And you know, he's not a typical teenager, even though he has autism. He's just not.
Is this where it is, Cassie? Does he have a stick on mustache? No. Listen, I can listen. I am aging, you know. If the Lord lets me live 80 years, I'm pretty much halfway through my cycle. And the older we get as men, the coarser our eyebrows get, the thinner our hair gets. We get hair here, and I'm getting like the coarsest gray eyebrows. I'm just going to shave the mother chickens and start drawing them on. Cassie, am I where I'm supposed to be? This is the Tony. This is it. Tony will tell his theory. Oh, God. Here we go.
A typical teenager. They do typical things, but there's so many other things that they do not do, and they're still not up to their age. My son would not just go talk to people and go meet them, ever. You know,
I felt
never
that way since.
And so I'm just being realistic. I'm not trying to, you know, but I just feel like, you know, and I don't feel like he just vanished. I'm sorry. I really don't feel that way.
He didn't just vanish.
And I pray that this case does not go cold. I know that Katie and Chris are banking on that. They would love for it to go cold. And I just when I look at my son every morning when I wake up as a mother, I'm a single mother. I cannot imagine.
As a mother. I
mean, I can only say how Seth's doing, but as a mother, I can't even say that about Katie, because I feel like, you know, well, you know, anyway, like I would be losing my mind. Put me on TV every day, please. Put me, let me get everybody come on, guys. Let's keep putting flyers up, you know. Let me talk to any news station that I can. I'll be knocking on the police every day, you know. But there's just certain things as a child with autism, people need to remember. Even though they're teenagers, they're not like exactly act like teenagers. You know, they're smart and they can do things. But I know that my son never goes out with his shoes, and he would never just leave the house, especially at night. And so, anyway, I hope and pray we find him, and thank you for your time.
No problem. And I can give you my word on one thing. I will not let this go cold.
Yeah.
Was fixing my.
Yeah. And I know that Chris and Katie are banking.
So, off topic, someone said, what was I doing? The way I don't know if it's the way my forehead is shaped or whatever, but sometimes it looks spotty right through here. And it's not, but the camera, I don't know if it's the way it looks spotty, and it's not, but it picks it up on camera and it drives me nuts. Sorry.
Thinking on that, they really are waiting for this to go cold. You know, they get a little complacent, and the minute people start crawling up in there, you know, getting them uncomfortable, then they start stirring around. But I mean, we're not going to stop. I know I'm not. I wouldn't, you know. So I appreciate y'all. Appreciate you too, Tony. Thank you, and get you some rest.
I will. Thank you so much.
Where's your wife, Tony?
So,
What you were saying reminded me of something, and I don't know if you can answer it or not, but normally with this type of investigation,
I can see it.
Doesn't law enforcement normally not want people involved to leave the immediate area, let alone move?
I'll tell you what, that's the way it used to be in the old days.
I'm going to go buy a welding kit tomorrow.
And what I learned in Caleb's case
Burn those mother
is
chickens
that
off.
once something happens, and you can read into this however you want to read into it, but
Probably evil Alaska.
they have ways of making sure that
Holds up my halo.
if somebody leaves physically, they don't really ever leave.
It's the lighting.
Okay, I was wondering about that.
It's a great question, though, and you know, it's
Thank you, Lisa.
you know, they've made the statement multiple times that nobody's been cleared. Now, you know, you can
Thank you,
also read into
domestic.
that what you may.
It drives me nuts, though.
You know, in our eyes, my client's been cleared because he was at work on camera until 7:30 that morning. So, you know,
I don't know. How did he get from oil field to missing people? I'm not understanding here.
certainly feel like our client is cleared, but you know, we understand why you're not going to come out and say that, but you know, I don't think there's anybody.
They said that Chris was on camera at work.
No, I don't think so.
Thank you, CB.
Absolutely.
Karen, that's on my team. Would you comment again right quick, please?
He does something with oil.
Where's
Flicks
Karen?
his hair back with it, works with it, something. Well, you don't have hair, never mind.
Karen.
Slicks is broken.
He wants to talk to you,
Come back
pretty
with it,
Karen
I
at the
guess.
bottom.
You want? I'm going to get down in case anybody else wants to come up. Okay, Tony.
Thank you.
I wish
Hillary.
the
That'd be
bubbles
fine.
moved.
That'd be fine.
Oh, I wish the bubbles moved so we could see.
She is. She said that to me.
I can
and
mod.
there's One Blessed Mama, Tony.
Sorry.
She's another one that mods for countless of us as well.
Snake oil
One
salesman.
Blessed Mama, comment again.
Yeah,
I mean, he lives in Texas. Caleb's family lives in Texas. Caleb's family is a very nice family, by the way. They're a very, very nice family.
Helen.
see
He's
here.
been calling it
Yeah.
his team. Seth was calling it his
I
team.
want
Now
to try
he's
to.
calling
I
it
want
his
to try
team.
to do something a little bit
Okay,
different. I want to give.
There's One Blessed Mama with the black and green hearts. Mod her. She's. And,
Oh, he lives in Oklahoma?
Yeah, and Miss Delina. She's another one that
Oh, I thought he lived in Texas.
Yeah, what I wanted to do tonight is obviously I want to talk about what.
Okay, here we go.
Stephen cleaned up a little bit today. My understanding is he
Clean up.
Did a real good job of that, and you guys.
Honey, that's the Exxon Valdez oil spill. What happened this evening?
Know how I feel about Steven. I mean, he's him and Seth and I are going to have dinner tomorrow night, and I just, man, I can't thank him enough for getting involved and doing what he's doing. My personal opinion is that
He lied.
that law enforcement is walking back a little bit what they told him, but he's, you know.
No. No, sir. No, 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 nope. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. Sorry, not doing it. Nope. If that were the case, then tell him to. How about maybe not lie? Because what he said was that he misinterpreted it, is what he said. So I think you are spinning this. I mean, you probably have had media training. So you know how to spin stuff, is what it looks like. No, he's spinning this. He's spinning this, guys. I mean, I think he spoke to law enforcement, but I don't think they told him a damn thing. I don't think they told him a damn thing whatsoever. 1 second, y'all. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. He is spinning this.
You know, he's manning up and saying that maybe I heard
Walking
that
what
wrong
back?
or whatever. I haven't listened to it yet, but what I will tell you is that what they're saying is now they're not disputing the, you know, after 72 hours we had a 180-degree turn in our theory, which I think was, I said last night, I think that's the most powerful part. But they are saying that what they said was that they had a lot of footage from the 25th and the 26th that was, you know, evidence. They're saying now that they didn't say that specifically they had footage of Sebastian on the 26th.
Hold on.
It's fine. It's neither here nor there. I'm
Oh, no, it's not
manning
fine.
up and saying that maybe I heard
Walking
that
what
wrong
back?
or whatever. I haven't listened to it yet, but what I will tell you is that
He hasn't listened. He has not listened to it. He hasn't listened to it, but he knows what he's saying. But he's going to talk about this, but he hasn't watched what the guy that's helping him out that lied to him.
what they're saying is now they're not disputing the, you know, after 72 hours we had a 180-degree turn in our theory, which I think was, I said last night, I think that's the most powerful part. But they are saying that
they're not disputing anything because you fucking lied about it all.
What they said was that they had a lot of footage from the 25th and the 26th that was, you know, evidence.
They didn't say nothing from the 26th. Nothing. Remember all this, guys, because we're going to go back and listen to his thing here in a second.
They're saying now that they didn't say that specifically they had footage of Sebastian on the 26th, which is fine. It's neither here nor there. I mean, I will tell you today that they reached out to Seth, and the whole goal
What do you
of me
mean?
bringing
It's
all
either
this
here or
alleged
there.
evidence
If they had different photos, it would be very important.
Seth, and you know, we were successful
Get
with
me up there
that.
live.
They might have reached out to him today because they were pissed off, and quite frankly, I don't care. I think they should be talking to the father.
Absolutely.
Oh, I bet you they talked to him today. I guarantee you, law enforcement or TVI knocked on his door. Right? That's exactly what they did. Or they called him. Seth, please. This is not doing you any favors. This guy is not doing you any favors.
They should have been talking to him a long time ago.
Especially like as soon as he was cleared.
Well, the problem is they're saying that
He's
nobody's
never been
cleared. You know,
cleared.
Nancy Grace can't clear somebody, you know.
She clear Chris too.
You know, they're contending still to this day that nobody has been cleared. But as I said before, I mean, my client was at work on camera inside a county jail up till 7:30 in the morning, and he was an hour away. So, you know, he couldn't even get there till, you know, whenever he got there, 9 o'clock or whatever. So I don't know how much more cleared he could be, but I understand strategically why they wouldn't come out and say that that Seth was cleared. I get that. A lot of what they do is
I mean, I get that. I get that part.
I'm not going to be up very long, but I just wanted to say thank you and really appreciate what you're doing for Seth. And
Thank you. It means a lot.
What has he done?
How's Nina doing? Like, are they getting
Yeah,
money
the
for
host.
her to come go to Hendersonville, or?
Oh my God.
She's getting pretty close to getting everything together. I mean, I think that she's done a lot of her due diligence now, and she's figured out that nobody's really, getting threatened or anything like that.
He needs some milk.
This is a mess.
But he's been saying that they were getting threatened.
I've had a lot of long conversations with her, and so has Seth, and so has Stephen. And I think Stephen's a big part of making sure when she gets there that she's going to be taken care of. And I think that she believes in Stephen as well. So, we're doing everything we can to get her there.
I.e., they're getting a car fixed right now.
Nicole is one of our, she
Hands up.
started our Facebook group, and she worked with me in Caleb's
I said
case.
hints.
And, she's very close to Nina, and we both believe strongly in her. And, we don't care about any of the stuff that's out there. We know the whole story, and we know that she's damn good at what she does. So we're doing everything we can to get her there. Once she gets there, the group of volunteers that'll be
All right, guys.
with her.
So I'm going to pause this just a second so y'all can see what he said.
Man, when I make a mistake, I'll come here and say it. Now, I had the opportunity to have the major of the head guy over the criminal investigations unit, Tim Bailey, had the opportunity to talk to him today. And what I will tell you is I made a very, very crucial mistake when misspeaking about the camera footage that they have and all the footage that they have gathered. They have not seen Sebastian past the date of the 26th that he went missing. This is my fault for me making an understanding after talking to him that when we were talking and was talking about all the camera footage and I had asked the question, he was simply stating, no, they have gathered every bit of footage they could from all the cameras that they could, and including the one where, it was said that, he was in the area. They went to those locations and was, where they could get camera footage and got those. I thought that he said that, or took it as a way of like, oh no, yeah. So the day that we have footage that he has seen past that date. Cindy will be able to explain this a lot better. She also talked to him. There's a lot of things, man, that I can say. But first and foremost, I want to apologize to Gator. I don't do that stuff. I'm not a crime talk. I'm going to make a mistake. And I've always said this on every one of my videos. Check my information, do your own research, and you find out.
And bullshit.
Unfortunately, trying to be helpful, it would be something that would be very bad in the sense of like where it got out to, in the fact that it put hopes out there that were false and making Seth believe that, that his son had been seen past that date of the 26th. That I am truly sorry for. And when talking to Tim,
he just said it was false, not law enforcement walking it back.
Was very, very nice, very positive. He said, one of the main reasons why he did not, that they don't like doing press releases every day, like in every week or anything, is because in all honesty, he doesn't want to deliver nothing burgers. He don't want to get Seth and the family's hopes up. There's a lot more to
like
this that I can say that I can't put into words correctly, because I don't think I'm the person that should be doing this, right? This should come from Tony, Cindy, people that are credible. I went up there, absolutely. And Tim did tell me that David in our conversation was recorded, which is great to know. So you should be able to get that information, right? But first and foremost, I wanted to come on here without going on anybody's lives and tell you, hey, I made a big fucking mistake on a key detail point when it come to if Sebastian Rogers was seen on the 26th or, after the 26th. And that is my fault. I'm a man of integrity. And when I make a mistake, I will happily own up to that mistake. I'm sure I'll get ridiculed and dragged all over the place. But at the end of the day, it ain't going to stop me from doing the preparations for planning for a search team to come and do what I got to do to take part and to be able to bring Sebastian home. Now, do with that what you will. I will tell you this, Miss Cindy will have her live later. She's phenomenal. And I'm so thankful to have a friend in Cindy who was able, when I talked to her today, hey man, call Tim Bailey too. You get what you hear and you tell me what you hear and stuff like that. That way, if there's anything that I might have miscommunicated, she has the correct facts on that. And I am super happy to have somebody like her because, again, I'm not an investigator. I'm just a guy from Hendersonville that posts stuff. And this case took a part. It took a big part of me. And it means a lot to me. That being said, moving forward, rule number one, Stephen is not an investigator. Leave that to the people that do it. I wanted answers. And, I found out from Tim today that they are absolutely talking to media and stuff, though. It's just maybe it's not what people want to hear, that there's nothing to be said right now. But they are absolutely day in.
I think that is so important what he said right there.
That there's nothing to be said right now.
There's nothing to be said right now. That right there, that part right there. People want answers, and there's just nothing to be said right now. They're absolutely talking to media. Where? I mean, they'll talk to any media. They'll talk to anybody. Doesn't mean they're going to give you answers.
But they are absolutely,
like he said they gave him.
Day in and
Smiley,
day out
well,
in this
damn.
case. But anyways, that's my saying. I am truly sorry to the Rogers family, Katie, Chris, everybody, Seth, that false information was given out there. But I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. And that's what I'll say.
Unfucking believable. Truly unbelievable. Fun fact. Nothing. They told him nothing. Fun fact.
Grifting at its
I just
finest.
want to tell everybody that 500 and some people in here. Nina is a good person. I've watched her search for Caleb.
Giving you the rundown really quick. Tony Mathis, he is the spokesperson for Seth Rogers and also Caleb Harris's dad, Randy Harris.
He's saying
He
sorry.
thinks he's a TikTok G now, so he's all up on TikTok throwing around accusations that are incredibly, incredibly false.
Incredibly false.
He is ick. He is
very ick.
Gross.
Very gross.
Nina is his new, it's his buddy that does SAR.
Big buddy.
No, she's a felon that can't be around children.
Felon? It can't be around children.
They're trying to get $2,200 together for her truck so she can get her truck fixed and get diesel gas to come all the way up to Tennessee.
$2,200 in diesel and her truck fixed.
From Texas, I believe, to Tennessee to help out with this search. We don't need her. We don't
need her.
We don't need you for $2,200.
We don't need you,
ma'am.
No, ma'am.
And then you've got Steven, who is another person that's given Tony reliable info, he said, which we just had to retract something that he said. He did not. They do not have video of Sebastian on the 26th.
Listen, you know what disappoints me? You know what disappoints me about this? I would have, like I said, I respect someone if they just say, I fucked up. I got ahead of myself. I embellished. Whatever. But now Tony's blaming the police. I think they walked it back a little bit. The dude just said that there's nothing. That there is nothing. And he's sorry to the Rogers family and even Katie and Chris. He is spinning this, which is what people in media training are taught to do. Yeah, her truck is diesel, which I don't know if you know that, but a diesel mechanic is much more expensive. Much more expensive to fix, and diesel's more expensive anyways. Yeah, no text. Like, where the hell did he get the text message from? I mean, did he just pull that out of it? Did he hear it somewhere? And did he just pull it out of his orifices? I mean,
But he put that out yesterday. But Stephen did. He tried to retract it. I just didn't get to that video yet.
What those charges stem from.
But Tony
Just
ran with it.
to try to be part of the solution, not part of the problem.
be part of the solution, not part of the problem. No. $2,400, yes, to fix it. Plus gas, plus hotels, plus food.
She had a 27-year-old woman attack.
Listen. You work on diesel engines. That's hot. Listen, people that are local are searching for Sebastian. People that can afford to get there or just say, hey, I'm going to Tennessee to search. If anybody wants to donate, help me out a little bit. Fine. I have no problem with her saying that. Not a problem. But for you specifically saying, oh, well, I need $2,400 to get my car fixed, and I'm going to need some diesel money and everything else, that's a different story. Sometimes it's not what you say, but how you say it. But it's wrong either way, in this case, in my opinion.
Her 16-year-old daughter. She had a legal pistol that she carried.
I mean, because a lot of us, when we go on big trips or whatever, I mean, I haven't in a long time, but, I'll say, hey, I'm going on a trip. If anybody wants to donate, help me out for gas money or a gift card for food or whatever. If it's on your heart, donate. But I'm not going to say, let me get my calculations here. Let's see here. Orbits. Yeah, the hotel. Okay. I calculated the diesel cost. This. No. Doesn't work like that.
She tried to get the girl off of her.
No, it's not. I mean, it's not that you know me or anything. It's just that you don't ask for someone to fix your car when your car needs fixed anyways. You got to fix that car regardless of whether you come to Tennessee or not. You want that car fixed because of Sebastian? No, you need that car fixed anyway. And it should not come off the backs of your people or that you're tugging on their heartstrings about, in my opinion. Did I see Cassie's message? I did not. Right, Summer's Army? I mean, I just rode mine into the dirt, my car, until I fixed it so much I couldn't fix it anymore. I mean, I was basically making a car payment every month. So I just traded. Right? There comes a time when you just keep fixing it, you keep fixing it, you keep fixing it. It's basically a freaking car payment, or it's cheaper to get a new car. Right? But hell, I didn't ask anybody. I work my regular job and I do YouTube. I work my ass off on both. But I don't say, hey, I need all of this. I need all of this. If people donate to me, they donate to me. That's what Cassie just said. Cassie, do you know you got a link to it? Yeah.
Daughter, she even told her, if you don't get off of my daughter, I'm going to shoot you. And the girl did not get off of her daughter, and she was beating her up pretty bad. And Nina shot her in the shoulder.
Nope.
And you know, she didn't shoot her to kill her. She shot her to get her off of her daughter, and she got off of her daughter. And I got to tell you guys,
You know, I just don't think, like, I don't know the story or anything like that, but I just don't think it's a good PR. You know, that she may be a great person, kumbaya or whatever, but you know, you shot someone, and when you shoot someone, you intend to potentially unalive them. It doesn't matter where you pew them at. You potentially can absolutely unalive, and you will absolutely cause irreversible harm every time. Right? If it was self-defense, it was self-defense. I don't know. But it just, I mean, it's a little sketchy to me, right? You know, I mean, most of us don't have someone shooting on our record. You know, got some speeding tickets and that's it. Thank you, YouTuber. You are so sweet. Thank you. Thank you, darling. Very sweet. Thank you, my love. It just doesn't feel kosher. Yeah, Mama OG, it feels a little weird. It feels a little weird. There you go. That's my email. All right.
They were having a little lovers quarrel.
Daughter, if you know, if a grown man jumped on my son and I couldn't get him off, I'd shoot him too. So you know, I have
They
a
were
huge amount of
teenagers.
respect for.
They were teenagers? They were teenagers? Does anyone have like an article on this? This is unfucking believable, man. Search and rescue services for missing loved ones. Hello. All as of 2023 closes and we move into 2024. No, this isn't it. 6 donation, $2,500. That can't be it. Maybe. Oh, it is that one. Well, this is an old fundraiser. I mean, this has been going on for months. $11 months ago, 11 months ago, 11 months ago, 3 months ago, 2 months ago. So has she been trying to get her diesel fixed for a year? I mean, is that what we're at?
For her and for owning what she did, and honestly, you know, if she'd have been inside the confinements of her apartment instead of just out in the common area, she would have had to stand my ground law backing her. But you know, she was a PI.
I don't know if you get to stand your ground law if you're there's two teenagers fighting and an adult shoots one of them.
And a search and rescue person, and she lost her PI license because of the gun charge, but she is going to get that PI license back. She's got about 100 hours community service to fulfill.
Hold on.
Got 100 hours credit for helping Caleb.
Wait a second.
See it, but I charge. But she is going to get that PI license back. She's got about.
So she doesn't even have a PI license, motherfuck. I'm gonna flip my weave in a minute. I'm just gonna tell you.
100 hours community service to fulfill. She got 100 hours credit for helping Caleb.
Why would you even ask her to come? There are a million other people in this world that could come and do her job and not be a felon. I don't get it, guys. I don't get it.
It's unfortunate that she's
Someone help me get
Mother felon. That's our. Hey, listen. I coined it. Mother felon. Mother felon. Coined it. This day, 5/18/2024, 1:04 a.m. Mother felon. Mother felon. Mother chicken and mother felon. You're welcome.
Live that every day, but you know, the people that are attacking her, quite frankly, they've probably not done much to help in Caleb's case or this case.
Oh, well, I've handed out 1,000 flyers of Sebastian. You're welcome in Tennessee. You're welcome.
I just hate to see it. But
on my own dime. Didn't ask for a penny.
Hi, Tony. I just wanted to say,
mother felon. Word of the mother felon.
You already answered how you're doing. I just wanted to say I listened to the Jen interview with Seth, and that was her name. It should be Jen. Her last name's hard to pronounce, so I can't say her last name. I just want to say that was a really good interview, and she asked a lot of questions, not the same old questions over and over that we've already heard for Seth answer. And it was just a delight to hear Seth talk about his son. He sounded so delightful and to recall memories, and it was just a nice light to see Seth in. And it was a good interview. For those who haven't seen it or heard it, they need to go listen to it.
I think that Jennifer has a very kind soul, and we talked extensively before that interview. She asked me what what there was new to talk about, and Jennifer can verify this. And I don't. Jennifer's talented.
Yeah, Denise,
She doesn't need to be given advice, but I told her doing a story
I
on.
think I've got her.
You know
I think we've got her name as well. I think we've got it in her file. I can find anything. I wonder if the warden where Seth works is watching all of this. Appears Seth surrounding himself with a... They're just vultures, it feels like. It feels very vulture-ish. Yeah, her name, her real name. Never mind.
The beginning with Sebastian might be a breath of fresh air, and cut out some of the drama.
It was.
She took it. Yeah, she took it and ran with it. I thought she did a phenomenal job, and I got to tell you, it was tough for me to interview. I was choked up, and clearly Seth was.
Yes, the only weird part was the sock. The sock question was a little weird, to count the socks or something like that. That was the only odd one, but everything else was a fantastic question about Sebastian. And you already cleared up the other question I was going to ask you was the 25th versus the 26th. So there was footage on the 26th, but just not of Sebastian. Is that correct?
Hold on, let me see if I can get it.
Yes, so what they're saying is that they've got a lot of video evidence from the 25th and the 26th, but they're saying now that they didn't say specifically that they had him in footage on the 26th. They also didn't say that they didn't, but they made it clear that they didn't say that they did, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. They just probably don't want to release that information. And I think Stephen is doing a fabulous job. He's pulling a lot of people and getting them a lot of fire under a lot of people to get back into this case and join
back into this case
with everyone.
Where'd we go?
I think he's doing a great job, and I commend him for it. So he's a great person. So thank you for bringing me up. A wonderful night.
Thank you so much.
How do we get up on this panel? Let me see here.
Chase, will you comment?
Good evening, Tony.
How are you, Alex?
Hi. This is my very first live participating. First off, I want to thank you and Stephen for everything that you're doing. You're doing a great job. One question I had, which I find very odd.
If you want to know who's talking, it's the one that doesn't have the mute beside their name. I didn't know.
The day prior. I don't believe that you will have this information, but do you happen to know about what time frame or what time that text was sent? In my opinion, that was staged, and that's just my opinion, but I was curious as to whether or not you know that.
Let me do something. Chase, will you do you want to come up, Chase, or do you want to just mod? Please let me know.
I'm in the box. I'm in the box. Hey.
There you go. All right.
I'm actually putting the baby to bed right now. I'll be able to pop back up in a few minutes. So I'm going to chill in the chat for a little bit and mod.
Okay.
So, all right.
Yeah, and I am at work, so I'm going to be on here a short time.
No worries. So ask me that question again regarding the text from Sebastian to KP's mom, correct?
Yes, I'm curious as to whether or not that you know what time frame we're talking about that the text was sent.
Our person that came forward with that information, and we had a.
Okay, got it.
I don't think they will, and we'll take care of it.
Lots. Man. Which one it is? Here it is. Okay, here it is.
There's something that needs to be re-signed.
Okay.
And then Caroline, I just have the other packet and I'll sign that. And so then we'll go with Delilah Glass and then Giancarlo Armstrong. And those are the only files I have. So if there's another file that should be up here, y'all need to ask the clerk. Yes, okay. All right, and Caroline, I've signed that. That's done. Bashan, this is an application. Court is calling 2023 CR 3548, State of Texas versus, how do you pronounce your first name? Delina. I've been mispronouncing it forever. State of Texas versus Delina Glass. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrett, Your Honor.
Defense.
Adrian Pettis.
And are you Miss Glass?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Glass, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Other felon.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are.
Ms. Glass, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Judge is laughing. 7 months ago. 7 months ago.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Glass, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, there's a $2,000 fine, affirmative finding of deadly weapon. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution to Brianna, B-R-I-A-N-N-A, Brown. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
It is, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 10 years. There be a TAP evaluation. 200 hours community service restitution, no contact with Brianna Brown or the family of Brianna Brown. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court?
What was she sentenced? Does anyone
does not have to follow those recommendations.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State officer exhibit number 1 with all the statute.
Any
No.
objection?
No objections.
All right. And state, have you had a chance to speak with the complainant?
We have, Your Honor.
All right. All right. You may continue to confer. Ms. Glass, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiver Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Hold up. She's on Social Security and she's had 4 or 5 back surgeries. And she's on probation.
Diana, I'm sorry. I'm going to slow it down. I just realized that. Stephanie, you're talking too fast.
Clutching my pearls. What is she going to do? Plus 2 knee surgeries? How old is she? 4-wheeler maybe? Not in Tennessee, honey. You're in the Appalachian Mountains, baby. What state is she in now? Does anyone know what state she lives in now? Jesus, take the wheel. You're driving for me. New Mexico? Honey, listen. My French grandmother is from, well, she was fresh off the boat from New Mexico, but she lived in New Mexico most of her life. And New Mexico and Hendersonville, Tennessee are much different terrains. Much different. So, she shot someone in Texas and she lives in New Mexico?
Ex-boyfriend's girlfriend is coming over to have a conversation with her. I say conversation loosely.
Hold on. I need to.
And so your daughter calls.
Hold on. I need to listen to this.
Ex-boyfriend's girl. It always appears that females want to fight over.
Say it, Judge.
Some boyfriend.
Say it, Judge.
Who could care less about either of them.
Can I get an amen?
So explain to me why you thought it was appropriate. Your daughter's ex-boyfriend's girlfriend is coming over to have a conversation with her. I say conversation loosely. And so your daughter calls her brother and says, hey, this girl is coming over. So instead of anybody saying, let's call the police, everybody's like, oh, she's coming over to start something. And the brother's like, well, I'm going to come over there to help in case there's any problem. Nobody thinks of calling the police. Then you get involved.
7
fire a
months ago.
shot.
7 months ago.
You could have killed her. And I'm reading this. The bullet went through a bedroom, went somewhere else. You could have killed some young child who's just at the apartment trying to enjoy his best life. And meanwhile, people who didn't raise their children appropriately are getting into a fight over some boy who's probably with another girl right now, who probably doesn't have employment and has nothing going for himself. Because if he did, he would not be dating girls fighting over him. So what were you thinking?
It was actually the young man's sister.
Yeah, but what were you thinking?
I was defending my daughter because she was 27 years old.
So you're pulling out a gun with a crowd of people. And I read the report, and what it says was your son was trying to pull you back. Other people were in between you and this person trying to de-escalate, and you escalate by pulling a gun. Did anybody pull a gun on you?
No, but I did know them to have weapons.
No. Did anybody pull a gun on you? So you're 2 steps away from being charged with murder and probably on trial for murder, looking at a life sentence where nobody's going to care whether you have a disability or not.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you're firing a gun, then putting it back in your waistband. People do watch too much TV where everybody wants to carry a gun in their waistband like this is Miami Vice or something.
Tell him, Judge.
Yes, ma'am.
You taught your children nothing on that day, because guess what they're going to be thinking? Pull a gun. Guess what? It doesn't matter if there are 20 people around. It doesn't matter if we're in a crowded stairwell. Whoever gets shot, gets shot. And guess what? That bullet that went through somebody's apartment, because they say it went through somebody else's apartment who has nothing to do with nothing, their child, and we've had a case like that before, their child just standing in the kitchen, minding their own business, cooking, end up with a bullet in the brain splatter and brain matter all over the floor, and they have nothing to do with nothing. And then the defendant is up in here crying, which you would have been up in crying. I didn't mean to do it.
Yes, ma'am.
Pulling a weapon should not be somebody's first thought. You should have picked up the phone. And I understand that this started at a different complex, and then y'all took it to another complex. Everybody should have been calling the police.
Yes, ma'am.
People should not have been opening the doors. And if your son was coming over to help his sister, you know what he should have said? We're going to close this door. We're going to keep the door locked. We're going to call the police.
Yes, ma'am.
Preach.
And that would have been the end of it. Now, guess what? You got a criminal case pending.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're going to be on deferred for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And you will forever be labeled as somebody who has a felony.
Yes, ma'am.
Forever be labeled as
Do you
a
have
felony.
any underage children at your home?
Yes, ma'am.
What are their ages?
She's 17.
Okay. This is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 10 years deferred. That's being asked for. There's a $2,000 fine that will be probated. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There's to be no contact with Brianna Brown or her family.
I think so. Yeah, Evo.
And if Brianna Brown shows up to your daughters or shows up to your place because she still thinks she's got a great catch with this ex-boyfriend, you need to call the police.
Yes, ma'am.
$200 hours of community service restitution. Do you have any grandchildren?
Yes, I have 3.
And who's the parent of those?
My 26-year-old son.
All right. Do you ever babysit?
Yes, ma'am. 3 days a week.
All right. There's going to be parenting classes. I'm going to want regular UAs. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Negative.
All right. We're going to do a UA today. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Anger management classes. I'm going to want field visits 1 time per month.
She's good. I like
for
this.
3 months. If everything works out with the field visits, then probation, you can do those as you see fit. And the MRT course. Probation, is there anything else she needs?
Want to do proof of disability or SSI or?
Yes.
No jail.
Proof of disability or SSI within 2 months. If not provided, then proof of employment.
So she's shot a minor, and she's had like 5 back surgeries, 2 knee surgeries. Her car's broke down. Brick, hold on. Car's broke down. And you want her to travel across the country. You want her to travel across the country in order to search whenever need diesel. I mean, how does anyone think this is a good idea? I'm not saying she's a horrible. I mean, I don't like to call it any, but it's just not a good idea.
Within 60 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors.
Buckle up.
Anything else, probation?
No, Your Honor.
Is there anything else you need from the court?
No, ma'am.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And
Yes,
did you
ma'am.
sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And it goes without saying, you're not allowed to possess any weapon.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. You shooting at her, almost killing other people who have nothing to do with nothing. She could have pulled a gun. And if your grandchildren are in that house and she wanted to fire a weapon and shoot, any one of your grandchildren could have been killed. And you know what? That would have been all on you. And you would have been on the news crying. You would have been in here crying. And everybody would have said, this is what you all brought to the doorstep. So you're going to have to do better. You understand? All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. John Carlo Armstrong.
Did you receive another email? From the Secretary of Action?
Okay, let me see if I got it.
Yeah, it's Delina.
I just got it.
Hold on one second. Here you go.
And so
Okay.
then we'll go with Delilah Glass and then John Carlo Armstrong.
Delilah.
And those are the only files I have. So if there's another file that should be up here, y'all need to ask the clerk. Yes, okay. All right, and Caroline, I've signed that.
How do you pronounce it?
That's done. Rashawn, this is an application. Court is calling 2023 CR 3548, State of Texas versus, how do you pronounce your first name?
Delina.
Delina. I've been mispronouncing it forever. State of Texas.
Delina. Delina. Delina got her. She needs to get her Delina fixed. That's all I can say. Delina, get it fixed, honey. Too much of a liability. That is chef's kiss. That's it. That's a perfect way to sum it up. Too much of a liability. This is not a good idea. I don't see how anyone can see it as a good idea. She needs to keep her Delina mother felon where she belongs. My opinion. You know, to do something like such a serious job as dogs and tracking and stuff, first of all, tracking, time is up with that. The scent does not last that long. So I guess I'm assuming she's got cadaver. And at this point, does she even have, I mean, do we know her dogs are trained? Do we think Tony is calling her Nina to divert her from her? No, no, Mohawk. They call her Nina. They call her Nina. I mean, I appreciate the fact that she's willing to come and all of that, but you know, people shouldn't have to pay for your car. You know what I mean? And I don't know if they're certified. She doesn't have her. First of all, can a private investigator with a felony, you can't be a private investigator with a felony, can you? She's in an apartment complex or fixed income. Well, that's another thing Tony just said. Because Tony's like, well, she's going to get her license, her license back for that. And I'm like, I just thought of that. She can't work with kids or elderly. She ain't got any dogs. Well, yeah, she lost her PI license. When you got a felony, I mean, she's got to have dogs, right? And where's that comment? How does she not have dogs when she can't afford to have? How does she have dogs when she can't afford to have her truck fixed? She has got a revised court order and permission from the judge. What do you mean a revised court order? She got permission from the judge to have. Are you saying she got a permission from the judge that she can have a PI license? CB? That's another question. If you're in like a fixed income, she's a felon of a violent weapon crime from less than a year ago, no license. I mean, she has to write where she's going, how come, and permission to leave the state. Gotcha, CB. I don't even. Did the judge say it's for $2,000? Marlena, you might be onto something. You might be onto something. You might be onto something. One Shot says Nina has her own 501c people. It's not hard to get a 501c. I mean, a lot of people thinks it's like a big thing, but it's really. I mean, where's her dogs? If she lives in an apartment, where's the dogs? Her 501c is suspended from what I said. Yeah, you can check that very easy. Extremely easy. I mean, I'm not that invested. I don't know this woman or anything. I just don't think it's a good idea. I don't see where anyone PIs don't have dogs. I mean, she once was a PI with allegedly dogs. The couple that owns a search and rescues. That Babs, that was a scam too. That was a scam too, Babs. There was no private plane. There was no dogs. That was a big scam too. Baranta. God, man. This is sad.
Stop it. Get some help. Stop it. Get some help. Stop it. Get some help.
It's just really bad. SSDI with 5 back surgeries, 2 knee surgeries, plus an autoimmune disease. She is super. There are several. This is like the second person just in like a week or two that with the dog situation. You know what I mean? The second person with the dogs. Yeah, I flew on a private jet. We didn't want our dogs in cargo. So my husband, he's really 842 years old. But we flew. We flew in a private jet. Margie, get me some Don Perignon, please. Stat, darling, stat. Which one, Mohawk? The one that said she flew on the private planes with the dogs? You didn't hear about that? Poor Sebastian. I know it is what it is. It's bad. It's bad, man. Yes. It was really uncomfortable. She's like, I mean, she had more breakdowns than Mariah Carey in that one live with Jay. It's uncomfortable. It was ridiculous. I've been in some big decisions because my assault records. I'm pretty much know a big. Can't even get her own home in order, but she's gonna come. Yeah. Judge said she can't work with kids. Judge needs to be notified. I mean, essentially, yeah. I mean, that would be perhaps. Oh. Did you just get here, Mohawk? What do you mean rally? Motorcycle ride for Sebastian, of course, for money, and all of them are not searching. Makes no sense at all. Well, Chris wants to finally. No, actually, Chris, I don't think is involved with it, to be honest with you. Date, please log in to see data company. Gotcha. Oh. Well, I mean, she's had 4 back surgeries, 2 knee replacements or something with her knee. She's got an autoimmune disease. Her car's broke down. She shot someone, a minor. Someone said she's on SSDI, and her frame is bent. Her muffler went. Her radio, it's okay. She lights a match to see the dash, and then she starts to pray. That's pretty much where we're at. Yeah, it's pretty much where we're at. Damn car don't work. The frame is bent. The muffler went. The radio, it's okay. She lights a match to see the dash, and then she starts to pray. I give up on these people. I give up on them. Done. What to do? I mean, you can't. You're like putting out fires. You're like, you don't know whether you're like flaming, trying to put out the fire, or if it's making the flame bigger. You're like, and it just keeps getting bigger, the flame. You know what I mean? Damn, people. Damn. Winner, winner, mother chicken. Yep. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like it. She has to pay a $2,000 fine, and that's ironically. Yeah, she has to pay a $2,000 fine, but then the $500 is for the diesel. You get that? $2,500? Or did she say it was $2,600? $2,000 for the fines, $5,000 or $500 for the diesel, $100 for snacks on the way there and back. I mean, to be her age, she's got a, and I feel bad for, anyone who's had 5 back surgeries. Something's pretty wrong. Who's paying for the hotel food? Oh, honey. When she gets there, Tony will take care of that somehow. Hey, Justin, I have some oceanfront property in Arkansas if you're interested, right? She also has to pay the victim too. Yeah. Bring in a broken down. I don't know. It sounds like something's really wrong. Yeah. Yeah. I guess the judge would give her permission. I don't know, to be honest with you. You know how I don't know if the judge would give her permission or not. But I really like the judge. But this case seems worse than Summer, but the community paid for Jody Sue Brown to move her cabin 3 or 4 times. Yes. And then Jody Sue, what did she do? She tried to auction off her shirt that she was wearing the day Summer disappeared.
You know.
Guys, watch the light. Watch the light, how she sucks the light out of the entire camper trailer. Listen.
You know. You know. You know.
I did not make that up.
So it reminds me of that. It's just pretty wild.
Pretty wild indeed, JSB. Pretty wild indeed. Absolutely in PG's voice. You want PG's voice? This is PG's voice right here.
Film around this side. Now around this side. Now around this side.
Listen to the sound of that fucking door, people.
Listen to the sound of that fucking door, people. That's the spawn of Saturn herself. I tell you something. One day when I first made that, I was screaming, crying, and laughing on when I played that. Because just PG and her honesty, I love her.
Film around this side. Now around this side. Now around this side.
Listen to the sound of that fucking door, people.
Listen to the sound of that fucking door, people. And she's right. PG's right. She's right. Gotta say. Can't blame her. Yeah, nobody heard that day, Candace. You don't remember if the door was opened or closed when your child was taken. Oh, PG, she's a hoot. Yes. Jody Spews Brown. Yes, she is Mama OG. I remember when you played that, had the giggles bad that night. I was laughing hysterically, like I was screaming, crying, laughing, because just I don't know. I have a little bit of I don't know, just the silliest stuff sometimes making me laugh the hardest, like just a blunt grittiness to it. You know what I mean? Just like listen to the sound of that fucking door, people. Was the smoke real other than the coughing? No, I added the smoke. Yeah, I think I did.
You know. You know.
Oh yeah, I added the smoke.
So it reminds me of that. It's just pretty wild.
I did not do anything with the light though. The light, when she draws on the cigarette, I guess the camera focuses, and the light naturally done that. That's why I did that. I was like, she's sucking the light out of the room. So yeah, who is that? That's Jody Sue. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, God, she's got to have the lungs of a T-Rex. She is, Lorad. She is. Craving a Big Mac. Anyone want to donate to my tummy? It's 1:50 in the morning. She is, Robin. What is it? Her cancer doctor told her to smoke, honey. Is that what she said, Lisa? She said her cancer doctor told her to smoke? You're kidding. You're kidding. Play the rest of Tony and his theory. Let's see here.
A lot of 24 pages of conversations going back and
Blurry.
forth, 12 pages, 2 different ways. And we know it was in the evening, and he was still talking about how fantastic his breakfast was that morning. It was, you know, it was innocent.
Did you hear at all if there's been multiple texts prior to this? Do they keep in contact? I just find it very odd.
Well, when I say we, our team was led to believe that that relationship was estranged and there wasn't really any contact. So that was kind of a big deal to us.
Right.
And we, you know, somebody made the comment, should she be allowed to have contact with the child, you know, with her background?
Exactly.
I don't really know. I don't know if it's federal or state to state, but you know, I think there's a big difference between physical contact and being able to talk to I mean, you can talk to somebody on the phone when you're in prison. So,
right.
You know, I don't know that she breached any sort of law or broke the law by having, you know, phone contact with her.
Right,
Does
Debbie.
that make sense?
But also, Sebastian would be her grandson, and he wouldn't have been the victim, so that may also play a part in their communication.
Right.
Yeah, but some
And
of those.
If any of the charges, right, like whatever charge she has,
Yeah.
if she's not supposed to have any contact with any kids,
Mama OG,
or is she,
my father-in-law was the healthiest man I knew, exercised every single day. He was a big army, very high-ranked army guy, and never smoked, never had a sip of alcohol, ate amazing, exercised every day, and I mean every day. He died of lung cancer. Swin, I've wondered that, to be honest with you. I've wondered that myself.
she's only not allowed to have contact with the victim, if she's not allowed to talk to, you know, the victim's family, or
Right.
Exactly. You guys don't know, so don't frickin' speculate.
but we don't know
What exactly?
what those stipulations may be.
Right.
You know?
I know that depending on the level, guys, there are cases where you're simply not allowed to have contact with a minor, period.
Exactly.
Correct.
Right. But we don't know what those stipulations are.
Right.
Yeah, not unless
We know specifically and see it.
yeah.
The other question that I have, I don't know if anybody knows this, but into the AM hours that CP was at work, do we know if there was cameras to see if possibly he used a different vehicle and showed up? I think from my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, he was there at 5:30 in the morning or 5:15. And I had read somewhere maybe that they don't start till about 7 o'clock. I'm just curious as to whether or not maybe that was caught on camera as to what vehicle he used and if anybody saw any suspicious activity, or specifically when the work crew had gotten there,
Good
what
point,
area
one
they
shot.
saw him working.
You know, I can speak, and Lil Miss Grumpy One, Tony, why would you not clarify that? I don't know what you're asking me to clarify, but I'm glad to clarify if you'll comment what it is you want clarified. So I will tell you this, you've heard people say that CP and I were in the same industry.
Yes.
We are.
Night
He is on the
TV.
operator side. I'm on the sales side. So what that means, to bore you to death, is I would be selling his employer cranes.
Right.
And so we are in the same general industry, but what I do know about that industry is that his boss would know every single hour his hind end is sitting in that crane is a billable hour.
Mm-hmm.
So if his boss says that he was there on the job site,
What do you mean
he
done?
knows that because he's billing
What do you
out
mean
for
done?
every single half hour of his time, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Right.
Tony,
So
on that crane,
yes.
I know in like a skid steer or
Yep.
a bobcat.
Why are we talking about that?
He's,
Those kinds
We're
of
going with
things.
this. Go ahead. Go ahead.
There's a
He's not really
timer
law
in those for
enforcement.
the hours. When you're working a union
He's a correctional
job,
officer.
do they keep track of that?
No.
So let me explain
Absolutely
to you.
not.
You're exactly right about a skid steer, but to go up to the next level, a crane has what's called an LMI, which is a load measurement indicator.
Who,
And it
Don?
is
Who's
fully
military?
computerized, and it literally tracks every move that joystick makes with timestamps, with coding, with everything. So, there is no way to make a crane look like there was an operator in it when there's not.
Okay.
Great info.
I'm going to hop off. I'm going to get to work. Thank you so much. You all have a
Thank
good
you
night.
so much.
Okay. Bye.
That's true, Stephanie.
We got a pretty good turnout tonight.
Hey, Pappy. See, I know Pappy in the house. Him and I, we've been friends on this app for 5 years now almost. So he's a really good guy.
Henrietta, where are you from?
North of Tennessee.
Okay, I'm gonna ask him a question. Let's get him started.
In a state to the north?
Yes.
I got you. Everybody's so scared to say the state they're from. My goodness.
And sir, I apologize for that. I've received some pretty terrible messages.
You're all right. I get it. Everybody knows I live in Northeast Oklahoma. So, but I get it. If I was a female, I probably wouldn't want anybody knowing where I live. So I get it.
One of the things that has bothered me that I've thought about. So if Sebastian was to go live with Seth in the summer, was it for summer only, or was it going to be permanent should CP obtain custody of his child?
I think it was going to be permanent regardless. My understanding is he was be living with Seth full time in September.
Thank you, Jazz.
If you remember Seth talking about they said that CP and KP said he didn't want to go live with Seth. Well, that wasn't true. He wanted to go live with Seth, but he was a little upset about Seth wanting to put him in some online schooling to get him prepared for, a new school. And I think that was kind of the point of contention, but it wasn't deep like that. I mean, he still wanted to go live with his dad. He just didn't want to be homeschooled.
Understanding. So I have to wonder if that was the case, and if I'm not going to accuse, I'm going to theorize maybe. So if that were the case, and
Everybody hit the like button so we can get more people in our
CP
chat
and
than him.
KP are involved, I don't know. I'm not law enforcement. I don't know everything that has been looked at.
Sure.
What would be the motive? What would be the motive then for someone to do that, knowing the child was going to be very soon going to live with father?
From my understanding, Katie didn't want it, but Chris and Seth.
Well, I mean, there doesn't have to be a motive necessarily, the motive is someone can flip the fuck out real quick and things happen.
Wanted it.
And an accident, you know, you went too
Do
far.
you want me to speculate?
I have some ideas, but yeah, I would be curious your response if you can.
So let me speculate. And Kelly, you said it. That's a very tricky question. You're exactly right. But we're just talking, and everybody's got a theory, and I think I'm entitled to a theory. If the parties involved in the custody planned on having Sebastian testify as to the environment that he was living in, wouldn't that be a problem?
Absolutely.
He's right.
Absolutely.
He's
And
right.
whatever's in those reports that Seth has now obtained could be problematic.
Very much so.
Absolutely.
Very much so.
I wondered too, was it a financial issue? If this was going to be permanent,
No.
you know, folks have said, you know, no child support, none of that was taking place at the moment.
I don't believe
That
that.
doesn't mean that something like that may have changed to where KP was now going to be paying financially to Seth when the custody changed.
Right, right. My personal opinion, in my opinion, I don't believe that this had anything to do with money. I
don't think it had anything. I don't think it had a damn thing to do with money. I agree with Tony on that. I bet anything Sebastian is very smart young man and excels at anything he wants to do. It is what it is. Yes. He was a very normal child, right? He just had some things, you know, he had autism and very high functional, right? From what I understand, the kids at school said he was just, thank you, Swin, that he was just normal, just like anybody else. I mean, he was in everyday classes. He has a chromosome deletion.
this had to do with emotions. I think this had to do with the fear of potentially something that was dark being brought to light. You know,
I need
when
to
you
take the
think
top. I
about
look like Jody Sue Brown.
a child being taken out of the picture, whether it be relocated against his will, whether it be unalived, whatever that looks like, right?
Because he's a professional.
Those things typically go deeper than just money, and you know, there doesn't have to be a motive. We've all seen.
How many times do I normally go live? Once a day. Today I've been live 3 times. I've been alive a lot today, but once to twice a day. But you need to go live, Emma. People enjoy your lives. I enjoy them. I'll come up anytime you want me to.
Dina, thank you. I'm leaving at like at 8 o'clock in the morning. You know, we've all seen cases where, you know, I think the Moscow 4 case is a fine example. I mean, you know, we're trying to wrap our brain around why, you know, why would somebody unalive 4 people? You know, certainly not an incel,
of course,
would think would be motive for something that extreme. And there are cases without motive, but
Listen, I've been going live for 2.5 years now. I still get nervous, Emma. I still get nervous. Sometimes. I still get nervous sometimes. Especially if I haven't went live in like a couple days, I still get nervous.
I would say more times than not, there's a pretty strong motive. And
but it's like a muscle. The more you do it, the less
I
you
just
get.
don't know that money would be strong enough, you know.
Yeah, I don't
Are
think
you
money
kidding me?
Was any
Sex, drugs, money are the 3 top reasons why people get unalived. Tony, get out of here.
Not to mention, Katie allegedly has or had another man. Chris, I don't know, but wouldn't surprise me. He has definitely flirted with waitresses and stuff. Oh no, honey, you're not the only one. People, I mean, all creators get nervous when they go live. Absolutely. But it gets better the more you do it.
I could be a better people.
And like, you know, these are your people. They, you know, so like you guys are family to me. Like all my people who are always in.
PR person than
Is
him.
Sebastian getting any sort of like disability benefits or anything like that?
No, they wouldn't qualify because it goes off of the parents'
Yes.
assets,
Oh, gotcha.
income
Seth
of
would.
that household, and
Seth would qualify.
the CP
Katie and
alone
Chris
being a
wouldn't.
crane operator, what his income is.
Right. I just wasn't sure because it just seemed like he was like there, then he wasn't there, and they were off and on, sort of.
Those crane op.
Judge required Katie to give a deposition in the hearing pertaining to Nina and Faith.
Operators, depending on their level of NCCCO.
I think something happened in December when Faith was there. Now, Seth had said that Sebastian has exposed himself before. And where was it, at school? Is that what he said? So I'm wondering if something happened in December or January. Well, I mean, she's not, I mean, of course she talked highly of Sebastian. She's not going to, it's not his fault. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, he has a chromosome deletion and he's had some real trauma, right? So it's not, you know, Chris is the one that says he liked to use the bathroom. He says pee and poop in his pants. How dare you? He didn't like to do that. Sebastian was with Seth when Faith comes over. I don't think it was in December though, Mohawk. For the entire Christmas break. There's a Jack and Jill bathroom between Sebastian and Faith's room. I don't know. I think something happened. There has to be a reason why he didn't want Sebastian around him. And in the very beginning, I think it might be on Duchess Live, first interview they did, right? Chris said he didn't want Sebastian around Faith. He uttered it. He said it. Nina said Faith has never met Sebastian in person, only on FaceTime. Okay, then why did she say, didn't she say she, I mean, which I guess it could have been online, but didn't she say she, when she was there during Christmas break, she saw something happen with Sebastian? Laura, you're right. Yeah, I know she said that. Chris made Sebastian go over Seth over Christmas, according to Seth. I'm gonna have to go over that again. Faith seen Chris hit Sebastian on a FaceTime when she was in Mexico. I wonder. I'm gonna go through that tomorrow. I'm gonna screenshot this right here. 1 second. Make this a coverage to show you. This is going to be my cover tomorrow. Right there. That's going to be it tomorrow. Was that in Nina's testimonial or on what Trev told us? What, 77? Oh, they're mirroring like a mother trucker. Justin, Nina told Trevor after his interview with him, she said that that is when Faith told her. Okay. Slapping on FaceTime. Well, they're both looking down, looking at their... Yep. That's right. I'll listen to it. I'll listen to it. All right, guys. I'm going to call it a night. Y'all have been amazing as always. It's time. Where'd I go? Am I here? Am I still here? Let's see here. I'm telling you, I'm calling my internet. Lab has another. So my J for A. By the way, like 10 or 12 more days, I should have my J for A back, hopefully. Well, I mean, I still have it, but it should be monetized. Yeah. I just found out I'm going to be a grandma for the first time. I'm 39. I don't know how I feel about that. That's amazing. That's amazing. Congratulations, Jess. Congratulations. Warbling a little, yeah. Nope. Nope. I lost an entire month of work. Everything. They took everything. They don't give your money back. They used to. Don't anymore. Don't anymore. I lost an entire month of income of all my work that I do. It's bull. It's crazy. And so whenever like the way YouTube works, you're always like a month behind. So it still took like 2 months. You know what I mean? It's like because of literally a 2-second video. Literally. Never had a strike. I've never had a strike, knock on wood. I've never struck anyone either. Never had a strike, never had a warning, nothing. They demonetized me. A computer does it. A computer does it. They just it'll get that it'll hear that little sound or whatever. And this computer, not a person, it's not a person, it's just a computer that just comes by and wipes out your account and take your month. Good old AI. That's exactly right, Don. So, all right, guys. So, I'm leaving, Robin. I've been here almost 3 hours. It was a good live, though. You have to go back and watch it. It's a good live. So, YouTube more or less takes anything we contribute to your channel. When they did that, yes. Yep. Sure do. Which they take almost now. It's almost like 40%. It's like 30 some percent. But there they got it 100%. It's not right, SL. It's not. They used to, like, if they would demonetize you or whatever, even if they took your channel, they would still give your money. Not anymore. Not anymore. So I started to donate directly through Streamlabs or whatever, minimal percent. Yeah. 100%. 100. I certainly did appeal. And it was because I thought it said to fix the content, and I did. And I worked 5 hours, or maybe 6 hours on a 3-minute video to appeal. And they said, and I deleted another one, and they said, and it wasn't even the one that they were talking about. But because I changed it, I have to wait. I had to wait. I had to wait 90 days to reapply for monetization. So I'll be able to reapply. Like the 29th or something like that. Yeah, I used to do Patreon. I'm just, I don't know. I'm going to do like a true crime Patreon pretty soon. But I used to do like a private Patreon, and like I would call people and all of that. And people really liked it, but it's so much because I have a job, I have a life, and so that's all I'm doing is working, cleaning with family or research. So that's all I do in my life. So anyway, but my kids are older now and they're doing their own things now. You know what I mean? So, thank you guys. Good night. Is it better to do PayPal or Venmo? Oh yeah, it is. It absolutely is. For creators, yeah. Although I'm getting ready to do this one thing, it's you can send, it's kind of like a super chat, but you interrupt the stream and I can't control it. You control it actually. You like send an amount and it will say, and you can put any message. You can put, you're silly, you're crazy, I don't agree with you, I do agree with you, and it'll come straight across the stream. So we'll do that. Yeah. I had Patreon before, but love you too, baby kisses. But do they still want you in the carpool lane to pick them up? But they still want you in the carpool lane to pick them. Oh yeah, of course, Mohawk. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's right. All right, guys. Well, I don't know if they want me there, but I'm there. No, they do. I'm just kidding. I use StreamYards now. I used to use Melon. I used to use Melon. And I actually like Melon better. But it uses a lot more computer energy. If that Love you too, Babs. Night 77. Night Donna. Good night, everyone. We had the weekend first. All right, guys. Good night. God bless. I'll see you guys tomorrow, Lord willing. Get some rest. Good night.